Yo, I got much love for everybody up in here. Good looking out the meth, the brat, you know what I'm saying?
Biggie Smalls, the king of Brooklyn, didn't just conquer hip-hop. He shaped the careers of some of the biggest names in the industry. But what if I told you that his list of favorite artists goes far beyond the ones you'd expect? From Jay-Z's rise to Lil Kim's breakthrough.
Biggie was the type of person to motivate you. He always wanted anyone to succeed.
Biggie had a hand in their success. But the real shocker lies in the lesser-known names on his list. Stick around, because you're about to discover which 7 artists Biggie respected the most and how his influence helped propel their careers to new heights. Let's start with number 1, Puff Daddy. Before Biggie Smalls became the iconic figure we know today, he was living a street life filled with and brushes with the law. Starting at just 12, he was dealing on Brooklyn's Fulton Street and was arrested multiple times throughout his early years, including for weapons and robbery charges. These encounters with the law weren't just part of Biggie's past. They shaped the authentic gangsta rap persona he would later embrace. But everything changed when he met Puff Daddy. Biggie once said that Puff took him out of that life.
He took me out of a dangerous game, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I was selling drugs.
Biggie made it clear it was after he signed his record deal, everything stopped, calling Puff a savior in his life.
When I got the record deal, all I got cut short. So it's like he Jesus to me, you know what I'm saying? Because he just saved me.
Their partnership was far more than a business arrangement. It was a brotherhood that created some of the most iconic tracks in hip-hop history. While Biggie brought the lyrical genius, Diddy brought the business acumen, and together they created the blueprint for Bad Boy Records. Biggie trusted Diddy to take his music to the next level, and Diddy knew Biggie had what it took to make history. Diddy has always carried a heavy sense of responsibility for Biggie's death. He feels like he's forever tied to it, as if he's been on this journey with Biggie every step of the way.
I think I always feel some sort of, responsibility because I'm in this thing with him.
This powerful feeling is a testament to the deep bond they shared, and it's clear that Diddy's career wouldn't have reached the heights it did without Biggie's contributions. But just when you think this partnership couldn't get any more significant, we see the deep emotional toll Biggie's death took on Diddy. The loss wasn't just a business setback, it was personal. And as we dig deeper into Diddy's emotional journey post-Biggie, we can't help but wonder, did Biggie's legacy continue to haunt Diddy in ways we haven't even seen yet? Now, we move on to number 2, Faith Evans. Ever wonder why, despite all his choices and the constant attention from women, Biggie chose to let no one else in his life but Faith Evans?
I don't know. He just really convinced me that he really wanted to be in a relationship and convinced me that there was no one else in his life.
With fame, fortune, and countless admirers, he could have gone down any path, yet he picked her. Biggie's commitment to Faith wasn't just about her beauty. It was the deep connection they shared, something real in a life full of fleeting distractions. In the chaos of his world, Faith represented stability and something genuine, a rarity that even a superstar like Biggie couldn't let slip away. They first met at a photo shoot, and what started as a professional connection quickly turned into one of hip-hop's most talked about love stories. Their journey together was far from perfect. Filled with emotional ups and downs and struggles with infidelity, their bond was often tested. Yet, through it all, Faith stood by his side, providing him with the stability he needed. Faith once shared that Biggie was the most honest person I've ever met. This raw honesty was the foundation of their relationship, shaping both their personal life and musical careers. As much as she was his wife, she was also one of his closest collaborators, contributing to some of his biggest hits. Though their love story wasn't without complications, Faith never stopped honoring Biggie's memory.
That I am doing this project to honor our love, around this time, so.
She's kept his legacy alive through her music, yet there's still so much to discover about the deeper layers of their bond. What untold stories are hidden within their relationship? The more we uncover, the clearer it becomes how much their love shaped both their lives. Next, we've got number 3, the LOX, one of Biggie's closest collaborators, and a group that was deeply influenced by him. Jadakiss, Styles P, and Chic Louch were introduced to Biggie when they signed with Bad Boy Records, and their relationship with him quickly grew into something more than just business. Biggie recognized their raw talent and hard-hitting lyrical style, and he took them under his wing, offering mentorship that helped shape their careers.
Big was like the battery in our back.
For the LOX, working with Biggie wasn't just about the music. It was about learning how to move in the industry and how to carry themselves as artists. Jadakiss once said, "Biggie was a real one. He showed us the way. He didn't just teach us how to rap, he taught us how to move in the industry." their bond wasn't without its bumps. There were disagreements over song choices, and the pressures of the industry took their toll. However, their collaborations, especially on tracks like We'll Always Love Big Papa, solidified their respect and admiration for Biggie. But there's more to their connection than just the music. Did Biggie push them to reach even greater heights? Did he see something in them that others didn't? The stories they've shared about their time with him suggest that Biggie didn't just mentor them in music, he helped shape them as people, pushing them to be more than they thought possible. But the LOX are not the only ones Biggie pushed. Which will bring us to number 4, Maze, the smooth operator whose rise to stardom was largely shaped by Biggie's mentorship. When Mace first joined Bad Boy Records, Biggie immediately saw something in him that others might have overlooked. Mace, with his smooth, charismatic style, was a stark contrast to Biggie's gritty, streetwise persona. While Biggie was known for his raw lyrics, Mace brought a more polished, commercial vibe that made him stand out. Biggie recognized Mace's potential and took him under his wing. Biggie didn't just see a talented rapper, he saw someone who could break into the mainstream with the right guidance. Mace credits Biggie with helping him understand the business side of the industry. As Mace said, Biggie helped me see things in a different way. He was always the one who said, "Don't let the business break you." With Biggie's support, Mace's debut album, Harlem World, became a massive success, propelling him to stardom. The album went multi-platinum and solidified Mace's place in hip-hop. But what's interesting is how Biggie's mentorship may have influenced Mace's decision to step away from music at his peak. Mace once said in an interview that he knew he was going to do something more than just music.
I knew my whole life I was going to do something other than just music, and music was just the direction people just kept pushing me in.
In the same interview, Mace said he figured out what he was going to do, and Biggie encouraged that.
One day I just figured out, I said, you know what, it's something more to me than just music. And then today, I would say Biggie encouraged that. Seeing him and Tupac die.
Biggie's mentorship gave Mace the tools to thrive, not only as an artist, but as an individual in an unforgiving industry. Biggie's influence played a crucial role in Mace's ability to maintain control over his career and life choices. Now, we can't forget number 5, Lil Kim. Biggie Smalls didn't just build one of the most iconic brands in hip-hop, he also played a key role in shaping one of the genre's most influential female rappers, Lil Kim. Biggie discovered Kim early in her career and signed her to Bad Boy Records, recognizing her raw talent. Their relationship was more than business. It was personal, with Biggie mentoring Kim to help her find her voice in a male-dominated industry. Lil Kim has often spoken about how she feels Biggie's spirit inside of her when she writes her songs, a constant reminder of his influence on her music.
His spirit was all in me. I could feel it. I could feel him when I was writing, because sometimes the pen would be moving and I wouldn't even be moving it.
He taught her to be bold, unapologetic, and confident in her music. Tracks like Crush on You and Not Tonight were direct results of his mentorship, pushing her to embrace her authenticity. Biggie's belief in her helped Kim become one of the most recognizable figures in hip-hop history. Their relationship wasn't without complications, though. While Biggie was her mentor, they were also romantically involved, which created tension in their dynamic. Despite infidelities and drama, Kim has always respected Biggie for his impact on her career. The mentorship he provided shaped Kim's journey, both in music and in how she navigated the industry as a female artist. We're now down to number 6, Nas. Nas and Biggie shared one of hip-hop's most legendary rivalries, but beneath the competition, there was deep mutual respect. The two were often compared in the 90s, with Biggie's street dominance and Nas' intricate wordplay standing at the forefront of their battle. While their rivalry was fierce, both artists acknowledged each other's incredible talent. In fact, Biggie once admitted that he never thought he would win a Best Lyricist category award when Nas was in the same category.
The best performance, I didn't think I was going to win that. And I definitely think I was going to win lyricist with Nas on it.
Nas also acknowledged Biggie's dominance in the rap game, saying that Biggie had the game in a chokehold with his presence, calling him the true king of hip-hop.
He had the presence, vocal presence and physical presence on the stage. He looked like a king. He's a true king of hip-hop.
This reflects the deep reverence Nas had for Biggie's influence on the rap scene. Despite the rivalry, both artists respected one another's artistry, recognizing their unique contributions to the genre. They were competitors, yes, but also contemporaries with a shared understanding of what it took to dominate the game. Although Biggie and Nas never got the chance to collaborate in the studio, their relationship was one of silent admiration. Imagine the musical magic that could have come from such a collaboration. Did they ever reconcile before Biggie's untimely death? Fans can only wonder what could have been if these two legends had worked together, combining their lyrical prowess for a game-changing track. The what-ifs of their relationship remain one of hip-hop's greatest mysteries. Finally, we reach number 7, Jay-Z. Biggie and Jay-Z shared a special bond, rooted in both competition and mutual respect. They both came from Brooklyn, and while Biggie had already solidified his place as a dominant force in hip-hop, Jay-Z looked up to him as both a peer and a mentor. Faith Evans once said in an interview that she thinks Biggie saw something in Jay-Z because he was #1 Brooklyn, the same place Biggie. In the same interview, Faith said, like Biggie, Jay-Z was deeply entrenched in the hustle and substance of Brooklyn life, which Biggie respected.
And why did Big have such a love for Jay-Z back then? Because Jay wasn't the Jay we know now.
I think it was just the fact that he was #1 from Brooklyn.
But their relationship wasn't just about admiration.
I don't really know Jay's history, but was he really a real famous drug dealer?
It was about pushing each other to elevate their craft. Biggie's influence drove Jay-Z to test his limits and redefine what hip-hop could be. Jay-Z once recalled how Biggie's Who Shot Ya made him write 4 new songs in one night, sparking a competitive fire. This was more than just admiration. Biggie's talent challenged Jay-Z to become better. In his song Blueprint 2, Jay-Z paid tribute to Biggie, acknowledging how he shaped Jay's approach to the game. Biggie didn't just open doors. He forced Jay-Z to evolve as an artist. Biggie didn't just help Jay-Z rise to the top. He helped him grow as a person and artist. It's fascinating to consider how different Jay-Z's career might have been without Biggie's influence. Their friendly rivalry pushed Jay-Z to reach new heights and expand his vision. And what would have happened if Biggie had lived to see Jay-Z become the mogul he is today? Biggie wasn't just a king of rap. He was a mentor, a brother, and a guiding force behind the careers of some of the most legendary artists in hip-hop. From Jay-Z's rise to Lil Kim's dominance, Biggie's influence is still felt today. If this is just the tip of the iceberg, what else are we missing? Drop your thoughts below, because as we know, the world of hip-hop is full of secrets, and we're just scratching the surface.